Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ogru Poshak and Rishit Akanik from Team Envisage 2021, your hosts for today. We welcome you to the grand opening of the second online summit of Technomain Salt Lake Envisage 2021. E-Talk is a platform where eminent personalities will share their priceless journeys of being a success today. We'll ask them questions that you, our audience, has asked us. Today's guest for the evening of E-Talk is a very special person, one I personally admire. And many of us have seen and been inspired by him. He's an outstanding personality, a youth leader, an entrepreneur, a helping hand who has been helping many young minds to create their future.
Please give a huge round of applause for Mr. Sumit Agarwal. Mr. Agarwal, a public relations specialist, is an inspiration for us all, being featured in multiple publications, including Forbes India, for his amazing contributions to the society. Mr. Agarwal has also been helping people in achieving their dreams. An incredible and promising entrepreneur himself, he has been associated with the success of several brands. His own brand, PR Signal, an epitome of perseverance and dedication. He pioneered his own company out of desperation. He has been instrumental in social welfare organizations that help differently abled people achieve their dreams. Mr. Agarwal, how are you?
I am doing fine. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. Don't think I deserve so much of appreciation, but appreciation is always welcome.
Sir, I hope you are safe and sound from the outburst of COVID-19. Yes, so that is very fortunate and happy. And we are very excited to have you with us on E-Talks. Now I would like to hand over the mic to my co-host, Obhiro.
Thank you, Rishita. Mr. Agarwal, we are really glad to have you with us on E-Talk.
Let's make this a bit more conversational rather than making it one-sided. Can you tell me about the background that I'm using? Are you familiar with the background that I'm using right now?
Everybody is very familiar with it.
Everybody is. I'm a huge fan.
Okay. What Game of Thrones teaches us is survival of the fittest, right?
Yes.
It's a philosophy which is more prominent when you come across from a society which is, not inspiring to persons with disabilities. You are always told that persons with disabilities should not be able to dream. Persons with disabilities should not have dreams. And, so you have to become strong to personify your strength into something which can inspire other people to achieve the same feats or achieve greater heights.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, definitely. So, Game of Thrones has always been an inspiration, like a very popular TV show, and all of us have enjoyed. And as you very rightly point out, it's the survival of the fittest, and we are all running in this game together. But we have a set of very interesting questions. I think we would like to address them. So the questions that our audiences have asked you is that you have set up this very empire of public relations in India.
Not an empire, it's a small agency. It's a one-person agency. I have a team of freelancers, but yes, what I do have is processes in place where I streamline the amount of work that each person is supposed to do and the deadlines. This is how anybody can set up any startup or any micro business, or maybe even an empire, if you call it, by streamlining processes.
Right. But how do you think about the environment of PR, public relations in India, and how has it changed as we go through?
So let us talk about public relations in general. When I gave the Forbes interview, I think it was 2019, or it was the end of 2019, and that time I said in my Forbes interview that by the year 2020, public relations is supposed to be a 2,000 crore industry in India, right? If you look at the statistics, even after the global pandemic, the global public relation industry has shrunk only up to 4%, which gives the perspective that public relations is still important even during the times of the pandemic. But how has it changed? The form in which we consume media has changed. We are no longer stuck to newspapers, right? Um, our fathers used to get up in the morning, read the newspaper with a cup of tea. That is still, a major part shown in the Bengali movies in Tollywood. Somebody is taking a newspaper and sipping tea and reading the newspaper, right? In most of the movies, we see that the older generation are doing that, right? But for example, if I talk about my mother, she is using InShots. InShots is the app which gives you the news on your phone, right? In less than 60 words, it gives you all the important news on your phone. And then if you need to read a detailed report, you can click on the link, right? So it is even trying to come up with news in the vernacular languages. So 2 points, right? The form in which we consume media has changed. Number one. Number two, our attention span has become shorter. Right? We are not used to reading long form of articles or long form of blogs unless you are really interested. That is one of the reasons why 86% of the blogs do not get any search results, or even after SEO, they do not get any clicks on the blogs, because people do not read unless you are really popular, right? Unless you have a very strong personal brand, people are not going to read your articles even if you have very strong content, right?
And that was really eye-opening. So just before we move on, I would like to remind you all that you are watching Envisage 2021 E-Talk with Abhirup and Rishita, and we have with us Mr. Sumit Agarwal.
Sir, you are a member of Indus Entrepreneurs, a reputed worldwide organization for creating a community of entrepreneurs across the globe.
Yeah.
Being a successful entrepreneur yourself, what advice would you like to give the new entrepreneurs out there?
See, this is a very interesting question that I keep hearing across all the different colleges and different talks. That what advice would you like to give? Any advice that I give right now doesn't apply universally to everyone, right? Because any advice is not a blanket advice, number one. Suppose you are at a different stage in your life, right? And I am at a different stage of my life. Abhinav is at a different stage of his life. So any advice that I give does not apply to everyone. Everyone's, all the advices are not universal, number one. Number two is, if you are willing to learn something, go out there and get somebody, who has already done that. Now I see so many mentors coming in and so many people calling themselves mentors, right? I don't have any issue with that, number one. But the issue is, there are a lot of people who claim to know everything about everything. They can mentor you about food, they can mentor you about health, they can mentor you about VR, they can even mentor you about building rockets to space, probably. That is just not possible. Get to somebody who's specialized in the thing that you want to do it, and uh, probably then learn from that person. A few days back, somebody called me from any other college, and that person told me that, sir, I am a startup who's looking to raise funds, and I am willing to get mentored by you in raising funds. I'm like, I don't specialize in raising funds, and I don't specialize in the health segment. Get somebody who has done it before. Uh, so always get to somebody who has specialized in the things that you are trying to do. Because one person might have multiple businesses, probably 38, 39 businesses. That still doesn't mean that he's an expert at what you are trying to do. Right? You have to find out somebody who has walked your own, walked the path that you are trying to walk, and then you'll have to emulate that. One of the things that I would again like to say, that people say that don't copy others, be original. But according to me, if something works, right? For example, the wheel, the invention of the wheel in the car, the wheel hasn't changed. Theoretically, it hasn't changed much. Theoretically and practically, it's still something which rotates and helps you move your car or your bullock cart forward, right? So if something works, why not copy it and make it better?
Thank you, sir. That was a very inspiring answer. And this is exactly the entrepreneurial spirit we are trying to inculcate at IIC Technomain Salt Lake.
Sir, as you have mentioned in many of your previous interviews, that you were rejected from certain jobs. So this is especially crucial and pioneering in the current ages when many of us face rejections and go through certain similar situations. So our viewers would really love to know, how did you overcome, and what was your motto while you overcame this particular period and started on with your own firm?
See, most of the viewers right now are a younger audience, I suppose, and most of them are already used to dealing more rejections than me, because probably those are Tinder rejections, right? But all jokes aside, to deal with rejection is something which you are not used to it, but you have to learn to deal with it. Like for example, it is like talking to that relative who you don't like, but your mother gives you the phone and tells you that she wants to talk to you. You don't like it, but you'll have to deal with it, right? So you basically you learn how to deal with it, and after a certain point, when you had enough, you'll be like, no, I had enough of dealing with job rejections. I will have to become an entrepreneur, because I realized, why be a taker from the society? Why beg for employment when I can provide employment to other people? Right? At some point, you need to realize that no, enough is enough. I have my self dignity, right? Even if and when you deal with rejections, suddenly your relatives who have been non-existent for the past 10 years, they come in, they're like, beta, how are you dealing with it? Itla dil kaath hai, itla jagah se reject ho rahe ho. Right? suddenly your non-existent relatives pop up in front of you and start asking so many questions. My God, right? Sometimes I feel like they were better being reporters, right? So yes.
That was a very fun and very true answer, I would say. So I'm sure our audience is very pumped after this. So Envisage 2021 has come up with a plethora of events and competitions to encourage the entrepreneurial spirit and the productivity overall.
So talking about that, I'm an accidental entrepreneur. What do I mean by accidental entrepreneur? You are not able to do a job, right? Nobody is giving you a job. I'll create my own job. I'll become an entrepreneur, right? So that is the path I chose. Or, if nobody gives you an opportunity, create your own opportunities, right? That is always something which you are able to do. There people always tell me there is no opportunity. I'm like, create your own opportunity. Nobody has stopped you from doing that. There are so many schemes from the government, different state governments, different even the central government, different incubation centers. So many colleges have their even entrepreneurship support programs. Take the help of those, take the help of incubation cells. You always have an opportunity that you can use if people are not giving you opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I hope that was very relatable to our audience. And I know for a fact that they are really enjoying all your responses. And as we all know that we have been featured in well-known channels like Yahoo News,
Yeah.
Asian 8, Forbes, News 18, and various other publications across the world. You have achieved great heights, not only in terms of your career prospects, but also you have been contributing to society as a whole by helping other people with disabilities to find a career path of their own. Sir, we are all inspired by you, and there is so much to learn from you. Why do you think a person, besides being an entrepreneur and working solely for the profit of their own organization, should also consider doing something on public grounds for the benefit of all people?
So there's a book by Rhonda Byrne, and the name of the book is The Secret, right?
Yes.
It is definitely not a secret because it is over 10 million copies sold. And if everybody knows the secret, it is definitely not a secret, right? But all jokes aside, when you open the book and there's one philosophy that everything in the universe has a reciprocal action, right? And I am a believer of that. And if you give back to the society, not with the intention of getting back, but with the intention of genuinely doing good to the society, that comes back to you, right? And you feel good about yourself, about the long-term impact that you are creating, right? I'll just give you an example, right? For example, there are few foundations, few corporations who give a lot of money just because they know their lives are short. Human lives are, limited to, probably 90 to 100 years, right? At the maximum. But if you do something for the society and that creates a long-term impact, you become immemorialized. What do I mean by immemorialized? Your impact is remembered by the others, and not only for yourself, but you also inspire others to give back to the society. That is something everybody should do. People are speaking about corporate social responsibility for companies. But I believe there is an individual social responsibility as well. Not CSR, but ISR, where you need to realize that what you can do for the society. For example, a lot of people tell me, sir, I am a student, what can I do? But few days back, I read a news that there's a woman who's a rickshaw puller. She is giving, for the past 6 months, she is giving free rickshaw rides to COVID patients, right? Because she believes in her own capacity, she is helping the society. Right? There is somebody, there's a auto seller there's an auto rickshaw driver who came in the news 6 months back. He sold his wife's jewelry to convert his auto into an ambulance and give rides to patients. It's not that who you are or what you do. Everybody can help in their own individual capacities.
Thank you, sir. That was amazing and extremely inspirational. And I am so thrilled. Even I firmly believe that everyone is capable of good and we should all try to contribute to society in our own small ways. Though we would love to hear from you more. Unfortunately, we have exhausted our time today. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And with that, we come to an end of today's session of E-Talk Envisage 2021 with Rishita and Obhiru. And we have with us Mr. Sumit Agarwal. Stay home, stay safe, and get vaccinated at your earliest availability.